Back now to Palm Beach International Airport, and this is Air Force One. We are waiting for President Trump to land. These are live pictures. This is the president's 8th visit to the Palm Beach estate this year. He is expected to stay at Mar-a-Lago for the Thanksgiving holiday through Sunday. But again, this is Air Force One as it makes its way to land at Palm Beach International Airport.
And on that airplane, we have First Lady Melania Trump and son Barron making their way to Palm Beach. And this is a live look right there at Palm Beach International Airport. In fact, we want to go live out to Whitney Burbank, who is down there with all the media as they're awaiting the president to land at PBIA. Whitney, what's the latest out there? What are you hearing about maybe an official time for when he will be landing there on the tarmac?
Well, Aaron, Tiffany, we are awaiting that official time just as you are, because we, like you, don't get the official time. It always kind of seems to be changing because, as we know, this is the president of the United States, so these things are fluid. We do know that he left D.C. a little later than was expected, so pushing back that arrival time here at Palm Beach International Airport. But as you can see, dozens of supporters on the tarmac here waiting for President Trump and the First Lady Melania Trump, their son Barron, going to be spending Thanksgiving at Mar-a-Lago. This will be their 10th visit since the November election, but as you both mentioned, his 8th visit as president. Last year, he was not yet officially in office. The inauguration had not yet happened, although he was here with much fanfare on the ground. And as we're sure to see the same thing today, we're just seeing so many people out here with signs of support for President Trump. Definitely a usual sight here. We're seeing security. We're seeing Secret Service checking the area, making sure that everything is safe. We've seen helicopters kind of going around the area here at Palm Beach International Airport. We're at Atlantic Aviation, where President Trump normally arrives every other time. He's kind of favored this area by Atlantic Aviation. And so we're just keeping our eye on the sky. He passed right into our view earlier today and then just darted out behind the risers. Going to be coming around the other side shortly. We're all eagerly awaiting Air Force One to touch down here at Palm Beach International Airport. So we're just keeping our eyes focused on the skies.
All right, Whitney Burbank live at PBIA. Thank you. And you can see our camera zooming in so you can get a better look at Air Force One as the massive plane approaches and starts to land there at PBIA.
As we keep that shot up, let's go out to Terry Parker, who is live along the motorcade route. And Terry, we know there are a lot of supporters out there. They're hopeful that the president is in the motorcade and doesn't take Marine One over to the estate.
They sure are. If you're not out at the PBIA where you can see Air Force One land, this right here on the corner of Southern and Parker is always a big spot for people to come and try to get a glimpse of the motorcade, and it's usually pretty exciting. We always have a lot of people here who are big Donald Trump supporters. We've got all different kinds of people. We've got people, Cuban Americans. We've got over there some people, blacks for President Trump, and
Colombia for Trump.
Colombia for Trump. Okay, so we're going to go back now to our anchors and let them take it from there. Back to you guys.
All right, Terry, thank you. And as you can see on your screen right now, if you are at home and you're just listening to us, you can look up from what you're doing and see that Air Force One has now officially touched down at Palm Beach International Airport. The first time this season that the president will be here with his family, and the first time as president, not as president-elect, that he will be spending the holiday here.
And you talk about the preparation for the president's arrival. We've been through it before. We'll be through it multiple times in the next 3 years. But, you know, Palm Beach International Airport, they've had to prepare for Air Force One. There are no flight zones in the area for the entire weekend. He leaves on Sunday night. We know that there are massive school buses that are a big display of school buses at PBIA right now that will help protect Air Force One while Air Force One sits at PBIA. throughout the weekend. A lot of people are going to be traveling. So if you're traveling in and out of Palm Beach International Airport, you will see Air Force One on the tarmac there.
We know it's something that people always want to stop by and take
absolutely.
pictures of, and we don't know, something that we discussed earlier, Aaron, was we don't have a full agenda of what the president's doing. We do know he's here with the First Lady and with his son Barron. We don't know if golf, which it typically is on the agenda, but we know earlier today the president, he was busy pardoning the two turkeys.
That's right, tradition.
Drumstick and Wishbone, and then he left for Maryland just a couple of hours ago, making his way here to Palm Beach for the holiday.
Also, we know that the president had a phone call with Russian President Vladimir Putin. It was an anticipated phone call that lasted for about an hour today. We should learn more about that in the next couple of days here. Again, Air Force One landing at Palm Beach International Airport there. First Lady Melania Trump and Barron there for the holiday weekend.
And right there on the tarmac is our Whitney Burbank. So Whitney, we're going to toss it right back out to you.
Tiffany, Aaron, we are seeing the president arrive again here at Palm Beach International Airport. This is the 10th time since winning the election in November, his 8th time since being inaugurated, and of course, always a feeling of excitement, elation here at Palm Beach International Airport. This is where Trump, his people come to gather around and rally around him and support him. And so it's always exciting to be out here on the tarmac. I've done this a few times now at this point, and there are a couple of questions that you go into the situation wondering, just as a reporter, you're thinking, will the president come out of the plane and come and shake hands with his supporters here, especially, you know, those who have big fans of the president, and they're always excited to see him. I know that one time he came over and took pictures with a few people. We spoke to a local girl at that point who was able to snag a photo with the president, but other times he's just sort of been whisked away onto into the motorcade that takes him over to Palm Beach at Mar-a-Lago. So that's one thing that we're always kind of curious about. And then another thing on top of that is we're wondering whether or not he'll take Marine One over to Mar-a-Lago. Now, that helipad has been there for almost a few months, possibly 4 or 5 months at this point, but he's not really taken the advantage of Marine One from Palm Beach International Airport during the arrival. So we don't know if that will happen this time, but Marine One does have room for at least 12 people on that helicopter. So he could, in theory, bring his wife, Melania, the First Lady, as well as Barron and a few of his close advisors along for the ride on the helicopter if he chooses to. But we haven't really seen that often. Normally just taking the motorcade, which we saw drive into Palm Beach International Airport a little over 45 minutes ago. But as you can see, the huge plane, Air Force One, right in front of our shot right now, and just those jet engines just roaring at this point. So pretty shortly, we should be seeing the president himself and the First Lady walk out of Air Force One. And so I'm going to send things back to you guys in the studio.
Only imagine how loud it is for you,
Yes.
Whitney Burbank, live at PBIA. Thank you, Whitney.
We want to go now to Sonica Donge, who is right across the waterway from Mar-a-Lago. Sonica, what do you see where you are?
Well, I can tell you I was here during his first trip last year in Thanksgiving. He was president-elect at the time. And where we were right now was just filled with media, filled with bystanders wanting to get a look at president-elect at the time passing by. This time around, it is much calmer. We did have a few people stop by just within the past couple of minutes asking us if President Donald Trump had landed. They were hoping that they could see the plane pass over from where we are right now. No doubt those people are now headed over to Southern Boulevard to see if the motorcade passes by. We are on Flagler, just north of Southern Boulevard, and I can tell you in the distance here, I can see that police officers and sheriff's deputies are now blocking off that road, preparing, it seems like, for a motorcade to possibly drive by in this direction. Of course, we don't know. We are, of course, standing by with everybody else here. We are also seeing the Coast Guard out in the water. We've told you that Coast Guard will be patrolling both the intracoastal as well as the Atlantic, and that is what we have been seeing. You might be able to see a shot of it. Also interesting to note that the lights of Mar-a-Lago turned on within a couple of minutes of the president landing. We're going to continue to keep you updated on everything going on here near Mar-a-Lago, but for now we're going to send it back over to you guys in the studio.
All right, Sonica, thank you.
And we want to go back out live to Whitney Burbank as she is just feet from Air Force One as Air Force One just touched down at Palm Beach International Airport. The door opening, the stairs heading towards the plane. Whitney, what's the vibe out there right now?
Well, Aaron, as per usual, it's a feeling of excitement here on the tarmac, and as we're just moments away from the president walking off of Air Force One, always just a moment of wonder, excitement, people just really excited to see him. These are President Trump's people here on the tarmac at Palm Beach International Airport. So as you can imagine, there's just so much excitement for his arrival for the holiday weekend. And you can see the car pulling up here, likely going to whisk the president, the first lady, and their son away, heading likely down Southern Boulevard, which is what he's done in the past, straight to Mar-a-Lago, where they'll be spending Thanksgiving. They'll be spending 6 days until Sunday. And those stairs now firmly affixed to the opening of Air Force One. You can see multiple cars now lining up right outside of those stairs leading down onto the tarmac. And so we should be seeing the president, the first lady, their son walking down those stairs any minute now.
Whitney, are you able to see any of the local dignitaries, any local lawmakers who might be there to greet the president and his family?
Well, Tiff, it's a little darker than usual here. So we're kind of further back where we are in the press pen area. So we're not really getting a close look at who's exactly on the tarmac, or at least from where I am, I can't get a good view because everyone's in the dark suits, and you know, it's tough to see from where I'm standing. But we've seen, you know, people on the tarmac before welcoming the president here. But this could be a smaller, more intimate affair than we saw last Thanksgiving when the president was joined by his daughter, her husband, who's also both served as advisors to the president, and their children. We're hearing that this time it's just a close-knit group with Melania, the First Lady, and Barron. So we'll see. I mean, it's a family holiday, so whether or not he'll be surrounded by dignitaries at this point, as we've seen in the past, or just his closest circle, is yet to be seen. And as you can see now, there he is, the President of the United States, walking off of Air Force One, his son Barron by his side, and First Lady Melania Trump walking down the staircase, walking onto the tarmac shortly here at Palm Beach International Airport.
And it does appear as if the president and the First Lady and his son will be taking the motorcade along Southern Boulevard, which